Hello, welcome to the Royal Road School of Carmelite Prayer. We continue our journey through the way of perfection. We are in part 5, Teresa's commentary on the Our Father, and the subject today is chapter 41, which speaks of the fear of God and of how we must be on guard against venial sins. It is a delight to speak about the love of God. What will it be like to possess it? Let me not leave this life, O my Lord, until I no longer desire anything in it. Neither let me know any love outside of you, nor let me succeed in using this term love for anyone else. All is false as the foundation is false, and so the edifice doesn't last. Your love for the world will afterward punish you and wear you down. Now let us deal with the fear of God. This trait is easily recognized by the person who has it and by those who approach him. Understand that it is not so developed in the beginning. It is therefore not discernible in everyone at the outset. It increases daily. It is recognized, though, because in the beginning one starts to turn from sin and its occasions, as well as from bad companions. Once the soul has reached contemplation, the fear of God, as with love, becomes manifest. You will not see these people become careless. The Lord keeps them, and so they will not inadvertently commit a venial sin. Mortal sins they fear like fire. Let us beseech God always that the temptation may not be so strong as to make us offend him. The fear is what is important. It is what I desire may never be taken from us, for it is what will help us. What a great thing it is to have resisted offending the Lord. In the end, all must serve him. Those in hell do so by force, whereas we do so willingly. If we please the Lord, those in hell will be kept bound and not harm us, however much they might draw us into temptation and set secret snares for us. Be careful, be attentive, until you see that you are strongly determined not to offend the Lord by committing a mortal or venial sin. May God deliver us from any very deliberate sin, however small. What's more, there is nothing small if it goes against his immense majesty, and we see he is looking at us. It is serious, very serious. Consider, sisters, if you want to gain fear of the Lord, it is very helpful to understand the seriousness of an offense against God and to reflect on this frequently. It is worth our life and more to have this virtue rooted in our souls. Until you have it, you must turn from every occasion and companion who does not help you to grow closer to God. We should take care in all to bend our will. Take care our speech is edifying. We must flee places where conversation is not of God. It is necessary that this fear be deeply impressed within the soul. It is easy to obtain if there is true love and great inner determination. Yet when we are more determined, we are less confident of ourselves, for confidence must be placed in God. He will protect us, and the habit acquired will be a help against offending him. The need will be to go about with a holy freedom, conversing with those who are good, though perhaps worldly. For those who before you had the true fear of God were a poison will now be a help to your loving and praising God more, because He has freed you from what you recognize as a glaring danger. If you at one time played a part in contributing to their weaknesses, now your mere presence contributes to their restraint without them realizing it. Very often, a servant of God, without uttering a word, prevents things from being said against God. It seems that there is always some restraint, so as to not offend an absent person in the presence of his friend. So it is with a servant of God. His friendship wins him respect, and others avoid offending God. So do not be tense, for it can be harmful to everything good. It will not bring many souls to God, for this constraint is frightening to others, and they flee, though they know yours is the more virtuous path. Judging others is another harm that comes from this attitude. There are those who advance with greater holiness, but since they do not travel your path, they seem to be imperfect. If they have holy joy, it will seem to be dissipation. So to think that if all do not proceed as you do in this constrained way, they are not proceeding well is extremely wrong. There is yet another harm. In some things you must speak of, you do not dare to for fear of going to extremes. So strive as much as you can, sisters, without offending God, to be likable and understanding, so that all you speak with will love your conversation, desire your manner of living and acting, and may not be frightened and intimidated by virtue. The holier a religious, the more sociable they are with their sisters, and though your conversations with your sisters may not go as you would wish, never turn away from them if you want to help your sisters and be loved. We must earnestly strive to be likable, agreeable, and pleasing to persons with whom we deal. My daughters, strive to think rightly about God, for He does not look at trifles as much as you think. Do not allow your soul to be constrained, in other words, tense, as many blessings could be lost. Have the right intention, a resolute will not to offend God. Do not let your soul withdraw into a corner, for rather than sanctity, you will obtain many imperfections, and not be then of much benefit to others. So with these two virtues, love of God and fear of God, you can advance calmly and quietly on this road, but not carelessly, since fear must always lead the way. As long as we live, we will never have complete security in this world. That would be dangerous. This is what Jesus, our teacher, understood when at the end of his prayer, he spoke these words to his Father. He knew how necessary they were. Amen.